Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Hey, Bex. Oh, we're saying good evening to everyone else.
Is anyone here?
There's a few people here.
Oh, good.
I know, right? Georgie waved.
Hi, Georgie.
Hey, hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, it's nice. It's nice to be back, isn't it? Oh, I can see people in the chat box now. I forgot how different webinars are from our usual Zoom chats.
Right.
Yeah, I like seeing faces.
Yeah.
But those of you who don't know, we're joined by our admin fairy, Becca, who's well, for me, she's down here. But obviously that she's not just sitting really, really still. So she's doing all the technical stuff. So anything technical, just let her know.
Yeah, if you want to pop a question over to her.
Oh, yes. Any questions? Stick them in the chat box and she'll I don't know what she'll do. She'll ask them.
Tell us about them or answer them. Who knows? Yeah. We'll see. But hey, thanks for coming, everybody. I'm sorry, can you hear the dog chewing his bone?
I swear you open up most meetings that I have with you. This is how you open it. Can you hear the dog chewing his bone?
Can you?
Yeah, I can. Always. Sorry. The answer is always yes.
Apologies. Well, yeah, welcome. How to survive Mother-ing Sunday, right?
Yeah, catchy title.
It is catchy. Well done. Well, we are going to give you a practical guide to surviving Mother's Day, how to cope with this particular day when you've been through the shit that we've all been through. It'll probably give you some tips and advice on how to cope with other triggering days as well, but for today the focus is on Sunday. So presumably you're all here because you are shitting it about it, feeling anxious and not looking forward to it. So hopefully we can help. So can you see the people? I can't. Can you see the people, Bex? Can you see me moving things around?
What no, can I see people? No, what
no,
people?
No, I'm not hallucinating.
Oh my God.
Just check.
Can you, that's akin to like, can you hear the voices?
No. Okay. Well, this is us.
People now, that's us.
Presumably, you know us. If you're here, you know a bit about us and what we do. But we just wanted to introduce ourselves for those.
Well, there might be some floating around that don't know who we are and how we started. So we just thought we'd give you guys a little bit of an intro about us. So yeah, we are passionate about smashing the taboo and opening the dialogue around miscarriage and baby loss, as well as supporting, nurturing, empowering, and educating those affected by it. And why are we, Laura?
Why are we? Because of the crap that we've been through personally, I guess, is why we're so passionate. We usually call ourselves passionate idiots.
Well, I think it fits, and I think that still works for us. I'm still
no one's ever corrected us on that, have they?
No one has ever said, no, don't, you're
idiots.
Idiots.
So yeah, our personal experiences. Go on then, you go first, Bex.
Okay, well, so we all started in May 2020. I lost my baby and found out at my 12-week scan, hearing the words that so many of you have heard as well, in that dark claustrophobic room. I'm sorry there's no heartbeat. It's just it will stay with me forever, and I know that I'm not alone in that. But I felt very alone at the time, and I didn't know where to turn, and everything I sort of searched for, I googled everything, and everything came up with information and resources and medical stuff, and it was just missing friendship. Like, it was missing warmth, and like at the time I didn't realize it, but humor and normality. It was missing the human element was missing from all this information. So I decided to write about it, because I just thought, I'm going through this. I know the statistics. I know there's other people that will be thinking the same thing as me. I'm not, I knew then I wasn't alone in the way I felt, but I felt alone.
Yeah.
So I wrote about it and shared it, and Laura read it.
Yeah, I read it, and then I saw you having a passionate rant on a Facebook Live. Little did I know that was not the last passionate rant I would ever see you have.
It wasn't, not even close.
You were very angry at the fact that there wasn't this support out there, and that if it was there, it was difficult to find. And having been on my own journey of baby loss and recurrent miscarriage, I mean, I totally agreed with you and always wanted to do something about it, but didn't really know how, and didn't have the balls to do it myself. But we all know that you had a hefty pair of lady balls.
Still got them.
Still
They're
got
just
them.
bigger, actually.
So we hooked up, got chatting, started with the podcast, and then it's just snowballed, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. And just going back, like, what the thing that annoys me the most, this will be a short passionate rant, I swear, is that as a society, we seem to abandon women when they need us the most. In this situation, this heartbroken situation, when women are suffering, everyone's there for a pregnant woman. Everyone's there with let's see this. And as soon as you lose your baby and you're no longer pregnant, no one wants to know. No one knows what to say. No one knows what to do. And yet, like, when you're pregnant, you've got the support of everyone. You don't really need that much. But when you're no longer pregnant, you need everyone, and yet you've got no one. And it just makes me so cross that because we're so inept at dealing with emotion and grief, we can't just show up for someone when they really, really need us.
Yeah.
But we're changing that, aren't we?
Changing it.
Yeah.
And that's why we made these.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, we realised that it wasn't just about sharing our own stories. As soon as we started speaking about our own journeys, other people started getting in touch and wanted to share theirs too.
And it gives, like, when you share, it's empowering and it's liberating. And I wrote about this, we wrote about this the other day. To share your story is empowering because you're giving someone else the opportunity to identify with it. And to listen and identify with someone else's story is completely liberating, because it just, knowing you're not alone is really freeing. And knowing that your feelings, especially the uglies, are normal, and knowing that you're not alone in feeling so shitty is completely liberating, because it makes you realize that it's not about being a horrible person. You are just grieving.
Yeah, exactly that. And one of the first people to share their stories with us was actually Becca.
Season 1, episode 4.
Yeah.
She's been here from the beginning.
She has. Yeah. And also, we forgot to mention at the beginning that Mercy Maman, who are a jewelry company, is that what do we say that? Boutique. That's the sounds a lot nicer than company. Are sponsoring this, and the reason they have sponsored this webinar is because they have a new blossom collection, and the whole idea around it is the honey. There are four pieces in this blossom collection, and they all have the honeysuckle flower on them, and the honeysuckle represents the loved ones here and the loved ones lost as well. That's right, isn't it?
It is right. So I've got mine here. It's a bit dirty, I'm afraid, because I literally wear it all the time. But mine, where's my camera? That's my little bracelet. And on the back, it's got the honeysuckle on one side, and on the back it says sleep tight. And I love it, just having it on. It's just nice. I'm a big, as you can probably see from all this, I'm a big jewelry fan, and I love the personality,
personal touch
of personalization. Yeah, probably. Yeah, yours is much cleaner than mine.
It says, can you read that? Is that forwards or mirrored? It says grow because of you. Yeah,
I can read it. Do by all means go and check them out. Mercy Mum
give us a discount code, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Remember what it is?
No, I can't. I think it's TWGG 15.
I think it's Girl Gang 15.
Okay, you're definitely right, because I'm never right in these situations.
Not definitely right. Becca, could you just have a look on Instagram? Was it on Instagram? One of our latest posts. It'll be on there, and then we'll stick it in the chat below.
Yeah, thanks, Becca.
Thanks. Okay, cool.
Let's hope no one from Mercy Mama actually watches this.
Well, tomorrow you'll get an email which will have this whole thing in. So if you want to watch it back, you can, and we'll make sure the details are all in the email. So
on with the show.
Yeah, when we were talking about doing this, we wanted to talk about why Mother's Day is so hard, because there are so many holidays and festivities throughout the year, and they're all hard because of, like family gatherings and things like that. But why in particular is Mother's Day so hard? So there we are. Do you like that?
I love the bounce. Yeah.
I thought you would.
Very professional. Well done, mate.
Yeah. So it's in the name, isn't it?
Yeah. It's an absolute killer, because it is literally highlights the fact that you are or have not got that baby. It's Mother's Day, and if you're not identifying as a mother, then it kills you, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. And if you do identify as a mother, then it's tough, because you're missing that baby that should be here celebrating with you. So these are a few of our thoughts about why Mother's Day is so hard. I mean, like I said, all dates can be difficult, but the second point there, the battle of trying to celebrate others while grieving for yourself, is a big one, isn't it, Bex?
Yeah, I think that's, for me, that's the biggest one, is the fact that you just feel like you need to celebrate with your mum or a mother figure in your life, but you don't want to. You don't want to go out. You don't want to go to the pub where you know that it's fully booked and there'll be families there with kids. And yet, how do you deal with that with your mum? Because your mum is your mum, and you love her, and you want to kind of be there for her, but if you haven't got the mental capacity to be there for her, it's draining. And it's also like, really, I can't think what the right word is, but like, you battle with yourself in your mind, don't you, of what to do for what's best, and that's really challenging.
Yeah. And I think you either go on the next point, feel selfish for not celebrating them, or feel like a party pooper for not going to these events and lunches and things like that. Or you go, but it's really difficult, and it's something that you find incredibly challenging, and then feel like, exhausted afterwards for.
Yeah. And it's always like, so many of us have got brothers and sisters and stuff who have kids, and it's often, a one event, and they're all there, and that, if you're not in the right space, in the right frame of mind for it, is incredibly challenging as well, being around family members that have, that whole thing of watching your life play out in the lives of others, watching what your dreams play out in the lives of other people. I mean, it must be so difficult to do that within your own family at these kind of events.
Yeah. And we also wanted to touch on the whole social media thing, because like with any event, it's often rubbed in your face, isn't it? Because you see it all over the telly, all over Facebook. But particularly this year, don't know about the rest of you, but we've all had a lot of opt-out emails. So last year, we think, was the first year that it was done, and we remember seeing it from Thoughtful. I think someone sent us a message saying, look at this email that I've just got from Thoughtful, the card company, and they'd said, if you're going to find it difficult this year, then we won't send you any more Mother's Day emails, just opt out. And we thought, wow, that's amazing. So good that we actually got in touch with them, didn't we? And wrote them a thank you email.
Yeah.
But this year
we're being so bombarded by them.
Yeah.
I don't know, is anyone else in agreement with this? Just chuck a thumbs up or hands up or whatever, that actually you get so many opt-out emails that it just constantly reminds you that you need to opt out. Oh yeah, people are raising their hands. It's so annoying. And that's, but it's also so unfair, isn't it? Like, and we were talking about this, we recorded a podcast the other day that we're going out on Sunday, and we talked a bit about this here, is like, it's so shit to be friends with people in this community, because
You're
like,
fucked if you do, you're fucked if you don't.
Like, we don't want your Mother's Day emails, but we don't fucking want your opt-out emails either. Like, what is wrong with you? Just don't market.
Read
Don't
my
do any
mind?
marketing. Cancel Mother's Day. But it's just it's just one of those things that's just so bloody hard, because there's nothing you can do. There's nothing anyone can do. It's like when we talk about, even if a friend of yours announces a pregnancy in exactly the right way, you know, however that looks for you, if they do it exactly how you've expressed that you wanted it to be done, you're still going to hate them for a bit. That's just how it is. And this is, I think it's one of them, even though that everyone's trying to be all nicey, we've got to accept that it's just gonna be shit.
I watched an Instagram live last night with Kat and Sophie. So Kat Strawbridge and Sophie, the infertile midwife. They were talking about Mother's Day, and I popped on for a few minutes. And at the time I was on, they were talking about the opt-out emails. And Kat actually made a good point, because although it can be triggering to get the email, you know, lots of emails asking you to opt out, if you hadn't have opted out, how many emails are there in their automated chain to try and get you to buy something for Mother's Day? There could have been another 6, 7, 8 emails coming. So yeah, it's a fair point.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. I see what you're saying.
So yeah, we've already mentioned about it revolving around family gatherings, but one of the hardest things is how you imagined your life to look at the next Mother's Day. So you might have expected to still be pregnant or have the baby in your arms. And yeah, that can be a lot to deal with. It's like going through the loss and the grief all over again.
Absolutely. I think as well, it's so hard, isn't it, when you have a vision of, perhaps your vision is built on what you were like when you were little, how you celebrated Mother's Day. But you know, I remember the stuff I used to make my mum by hand. I mean, a load of old shit, really, let's be honest. But that was the special stuff, and I remember her keeping it in drawers. You know, she's probably still got it, that sort of stuff. And I always picture, you know, myself keeping those sorts of things, and that in itself, and you know, the stuff that's not perfect about life, you know, sticky fingers and those terrible presents that look horrendous and stuff like that, you know, that's the kind of stuff that you imagine that you'll be getting as a mum, and it's difficult to deal with when you know that that's not going to be you this year.
Yeah. So we're going to cover some, sorry, I spoke too soon. Yeah, wanting to remember the babies that you've lost and long for. That's the thing. So it goes with alongside the celebrating other people, but and dealing with your grief. You might also want to celebrate or remember or commemorate your baby on this day. And that, of course, can be really hard. Like I said, it brings up the grief all over again. We're going to give you, hopefully, some tools and tips of ways of coping. Okay, and here's another one. When other people don't realise that this is going to be difficult and don't remember your baby and don't acknowledge you as a mum.
And these are the people that just view pregnancy loss and baby loss as like an event, you know, to be gotten over, and expect you to have moved on, and it won't even occur to them that you might be feeling sad on Mother's Day.
Yeah. Okay, so we have got 5 top tips for surviving motherfucking Sunday. Right, so first of all, switch off and step back. Now, these are all the usual things for dealing with, excuse Scoop in the background. Did you see him?
Is he naked?
No, we've got matching hoodies on though.
Nice.
Losers. Yeah. The tips for dealing with triggering events. So silence the WhatsApp groups, decline the invite. You are allowed to say no to things.
100% say no.
Unfollow people in advance, unfollow them now so that you don't have to see things at the weekend. That's allowed. They won't ever know. You don't have to delete them. You can if you like. But this is a good one, Bex, you came up with, deleting the social media apps from your phone. They're so accessible on the apps, aren't they? If you have to go in to the bloody, I don't even know what it's called, like Google, is that right? www.facebook.com, and then you can't remember your password and all of that sort of stuff. It's much easier, much harder.
Yeah, exactly.
Using the app.
You can, and if you delete your apps from your phone, you can get them back like the next day. But I don't know about you, but I'll pick up my phone and before I know it, I'll be on Instagram or something, and I won't even be on my phone I'll be trying to make a call or something, and before I know it, I've picked up and I'm scrolling through Instagram because that's what I'm automatically doing, and that will stop all of that and hopefully give you a bit of a break, enough of a break from it just to reset a bit, because we don't need to be hooked up to the world every day, all day, every day. No,
we don't. And it doesn't have to be on that day either, does it? So you can celebrate the week before, the week after. We've got time to make plans that will mean that you're not celebrating with your mum on Mothering Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah, there'll be lots of people, like Bex said earlier, there'll be triggers all over the shop. Everywhere you go, you'll be seeing families, babies, and it's just too much. If you go out for lunch on Saturday or on Friday, or go, to a spa day or something like that, it will be
go to the gym. That's what we decided.
Oh yeah, well, we talked about a wine bar. Instead of going to a cozy country pub, go to a wine bar or a strip club.
Yeah, you'll probably be safe in a strip club.
Yeah.
So to speak. Yeah.
But the gym is a great idea because there won't be kids there. No. There won't even be families there. No one even goes with anyone. You just go on your own.
No one there. It's also going to be Sunday morning. There'll only be diehard gym members there, and they might be quite fun to look at.
Yeah. Yeah. And lastly, don't apologise for your boundaries. You can if you like, but you shouldn't have to.
Your needs are just as important as everyone else's. I think we often tend to put ourselves at the bottom of the pile, which we absolutely should not. And we need to, I've had this conversation with two of our lovely girl gang members this week, both of them saying that they weren't feeling very well, but they were going to go into work and they were going to do this. But your mental health and your physical health is far more important than going out for dinner on Mother's Day. It's going to hurt you. So please do not feel that you need to do something if you don't want to do it. And you certainly shouldn't apologize about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So step 2 is preparing a response. This is the best way to avoid these triggers coming out of nowhere and completely throwing you and ruining your day.
Yeah, and this is a lot. I mean, it's really similar to what we said at Christmas, because it's the same stuff, isn't it? It's the same sort of family-based situation. And, often if you're spending time with people that don't know your situation, that you may well get asked things like, oh, when are you having kids? Or are you ready to try again? If people do know your situation or anything like that. It's just, but if you can go with stuff in your mind, practice saying it out loud. Yeah. Well, you'll be more able to kind of deal with things as they happen.
Yeah, you'll know the sort of things that people are going to ask you, because you'll probably have encountered them before, or you might have a particular family member who asks something. So yeah, plan your response. Come up with a. It's up to you what you say. You could completely shut them down and finish the conversation. Thanks, but I don't want to talk about this right now, not today. Or you could give them a little bit, if they say, oh, how are you getting on? If you're happy to talk about it and you want to talk about it, then do plan what you're going to say, but then try and end the conversation there, and make sure that, as well as you can, that people know how much you're willing to talk about it. Like it's obvious if someone doesn't want to talk about something, right?
Yeah.
It should be.
What's your favorite stock phrase, mate? What's your go-to when someone says, oh,
Honestly, most of the time, if I'm not feeling like a complete arsehole and wanting to like really shock someone into shutting up, I'll usually
say most of the time, or most of the time that's how you are. Because
what I usually say is, oh, we're trying. It's not always easy. I had some literally last week. Sunday I was at work and I had some people saying it to me, and I was like, it isn't always easy, and they're like, well, you can't leave it too long. I'm like, well, we are trying, and they're like, you need to keep trying. And then I was like, actually, do you know what? This happened, and this is where we're at. And they were like, oh, okay. So I started off nicely but if they're going to push me, then they'll get my whole life story, which isn't very nice. So.
My goodness, I can't believe that. Isn't it crazy that people go like, where's the kind of...
I know. I thought it was pretty obvious from my response the first couple of times, but clearly not. So I thought, oh, sod it. You're making me uncomfortable, so I'm going to make you uncomfortable, bitch.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
So yeah, prepare a response. What's yours?
Mine? Well, to be honest, everything happened to me in lockdown. So it wasn't, I think that's the one. And I said this recently, but I've thought about it a lot recently as well, is that although for me, it was really difficult to be away from like my family when everything just first happened, at the same time, it gave me a lot of space to grieve by myself or with my husband before I had to encounter the world.
Yeah.
Like I remember when the world opened back up, I remember the pain of seeing a very pregnant woman at the point when I would have been very pregnant. But as far as things like this went, I didn't have it because I was lucky enough to then be pregnant with my rainbow before I was confronted with any of these awkward situations where I felt I needed a response. So yeah.
We don't want another lockdown.
No, not ideal.
Okay. So plan in advance.
Prep. So prep is key. What did we say the other day? Fail to prepare to fail.
Yeah.
Prep your partner. So tell your husband or your boyfriend or your partner how you're feeling. Like the chances are that he will not be on the same page as you. I'm going to put it out there right now. Unless you like are very, very communicative with your other half, chances are when you say, I'm really, really worried about Mother's Day, he'll be like, really? Why? I know mine would, but you've got to let him know how you feel, because he's not a mind reader and he doesn't know. And then tell him what you need from him. Like in terms of like, say, I'm really worried about going to this pub meal on Sunday, but we can't get out of it. If I say to you, darling, did you get that phone call you were expecting? That's my cue and I really need to leave. So then we need to make excuses and leave. So if he's on the same page as you, then you'll be able to do it a lot more easier. It'll be a lot more seamless if you do have to sort of go early or duck out early. Get someone.
I always use the dog as an excuse because
he's chewing his bone too loudly.
Yeah, no, he's asleep now. But I used to say that the dog wasn't well, or he needs
dog.
I know. That's a good excuse. And
not if you haven't got a dog, because that just screams web of lies.
It's a reason to get one. Surely he is useful. annoying, useful. Yeah. So also at the end of this, we have got a audio meditation, downloadable audio meditation for you. So that can help you just sort of calm and relax before heading into situations, so that you're in the right mindset and it's not feeling too overwhelming. But you could also use it to escape for 5 minutes from events that are getting a bit too much.
Yeah, absolutely. And mindfulness and meditation, I think the most powerful thing that I have learned in stuff across the board is not how not to react immediately, is to take a breath.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're feeling really triggered or angry or you're completely charged, literally take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, and it will give you that space, that split second that you need to re-engage your more sensible, rational mind.
Not lose your shit.
Not lose your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Location. Now, Bex, you think that beauty spots should be avoided and national heritage sites?
I was rather definite about my view on national heritage sites.
Yes.
Because everyone goes there on Mother's Day. So if you live near...
I've got to say I've never been to one, but if you say so.
What, on Mother's Day or generally?
On Mother's Day.
Well, okay, well, just don't go this year then.
Okay.
Because all I'm saying is that there will be it's due to be a sunny day. You go around Stonehenge, I'm telling you, you'll see a lot of families. That's all I'm saying. Go for somewhere off the beaten track. If you're going to go out, go to the gym.
Go to the gym.
Go to the gym or a wine bar.
Yeah.
Or a strip club.
Or a strip club. That is my best idea so far.
That is your best idea. That is so me and you. I'm like, go to a gym. You're like, go, get yourself down a strip club.
Yeah. Be sensible.
Or the cinema. We didn't think about the cinema.
No.
Go watch an 18 rated cinema film.
Yeah.
Just stay at home. Don't get... That's what we said. That might be coming up, actually. I'll save that. I'm going to write that down in case it's not.
Save it. And planning in advance, send flowers rather than hand delivering. If you've made your excuses and you're not feeling it, you've told them that it's a bit much, to avoid having to see people that you don't want to see.
I tell you what, as well.
Mother-in-laws, not my mother-in-law. I'm just speaking for other people who probably wouldn't want to see their mother-in-laws. Get it delivered.
I'll tell you, can I add something here? So during COVID, it's my mum's birthday in March, and then it's obviously Mother's Day in March as well. And there's something about sending flowers. Like, I love flowers, but there's only so many bunches of flowers you can send in the same month. I am amazed about what you can get sent. So I got my mum sent a full cream tea experience.
Nice.
Yeah. And you just Google it, like send cheese boards. You can send
letterbox brownies, don't they?
Yeah. So Google it. Get funky with your deliveries, because also flowers is easy, isn't it? Everyone's like, she sent me a cream tea, or she sent me my favorite. You can send a box of meat for any meat lovers.
Okay, cool.
Send a few pork chops.
Boxes of meat.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'd absolutely love it if someone sent me a box of meat.
Yeah.
Steaks, chops. You can send donuts, Hayley says.
Yeah.
I love it. Box of meat.
Donuts to meat.
I'll have your meat. I would meat and cheese. Send me some meat and cheese.
No,
Birthday's in August. Oh, Georgie's a vegan. She doesn't want meat.
No.
All right, I'll have your meat too, George.
So for your birthday, you're getting meat, cheese, and an Insta wanker light, yeah?
Sounds perfect. Dreaming. August 24th, people. Put it
and then remember that if all else fails, if you need to bail on something, if you get a little positive lateral flow these days, it doesn't mean you're stuck in the house for years. It just means that you can't go to Mother's Day, right?
It basically, oh mate, spelling here, COVID I still a thing.
Oh dear.
My God, we're so unprofessional.
Yeah.
That's what really brings us down.
It's not the strip clubs and the meat through the letterbox.
I think currently a positive COVID test means that you can do what you want to do, but not what you don't want to do.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4. This is the most important one.
100%. Any more? Oh.
I think,
Laugh on.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, no.
Oh, I see. It takes you right away. Gosh, this is so well planned, guys.
Oh man.
Self-care. So I think it's important to note that self-care doesn't look the same for everyone. So what you consider self-care, the next person might not. And self-care is absolutely not selfish. And self-care isn't necessarily like a day at a spa spending loads of money, although it can be if that's what you want. Self-care could be buying yourself a bunch of flowers. Self-care could be going outside and sitting in your garden or somewhere in a park, somewhere nice, and literally just relaxing, listening to an audiobook, reading a book, whatever. Or a podcast. Maybe a decent one though.
Yeah.
Not ours.
But it can also look like having a spring clean. Like, I mean, personally, it's not my thing. Cleaning, it's not my thing. But some people like to organise and plan and stuff like that. Why don't you go to get some? Do people still do brochures for holidays? I don't know. Have a look on the internet and plan a holiday or something like that.
I think self-care is fundamentally, I love that word. Fundamentally speaking, I think self-care is carving out a little bit of time to spend on yourself. And it doesn't matter what you're doing. Like if you fancy putting your CDs in alphabetical order, this is the time. Knock your socks off.
Does anyone
have those CDs? I knew you were going to say that.
Well, I mean, we are quite old in comparison to most of the gang.
Yeah, or book. All right, books. Get your books in high order. Do them. My friend, my friend does that color, and it looks amazing. Anyway, if you want to do that, you don't have to.
Yeah. And yeah, cut yourself some slack. Cry, blog, journal, write. Find joy elsewhere, whether that be in the strip club or the gym.
Whatever floats your boat.
You could go out to an adult-only wine bar with some friends who also don't have children or mums.
Well, that ran off the tongue, didn't it? I saw a friend of mine, and she went last weekend to a naturist spa in Brighton.
Okay.
There's definitely going to be no kids. Well, I would have thought not.
No. Well, I'm going away this weekend.
Oh, so you keep saying.
For a girls' weekend. So that's so pretty nice. But
yeah,
plan other events, plan other things, whether it's to do on the day or take some time to plan it and have something to look forward to.
And actually, when we say plan it, like write down some stuff. Go away after this and write down some stuff that you want to do, and then plan it. Like do a kind of a day. 8 o'clock, I'm going to do this. 9 o'clock, I'm going to do this.
Sea swim.
Put in sea swim. Yeah, you were talking about that. But it's very cold in the sea. Definitely around me. If you're listening overseas, then potentially different story. But in Brighton, very cold.
Great way to start the day.
Yeah, I can think of better.
Okay. Eggs.
Yeah.
And meat.
And cheese. Oh, hello, Snorty. Tell people. Yeah, tell people what you need from them. So as we were saying earlier about your husband, you know, it's not just about your partner, it's about your mum, for example. If you absolutely do not want to celebrate on Mother's Day, then you need to tell your mum that.
Yeah.
Just like, Mum, I'm really struggling following the loss of our baby, and Mother's Day just feels like such a kick in the vagina. Can we celebrate? But I love you so much, and I just don't want you to be hurt by the fact that I don't want to celebrate. So can we do it next weekend instead?
The sooner you have these
Can I
conversations,
take you to the strip club?
The sooner you have these conversations, the easier they will be, and the less humpy the people that you're not going to be spending time with will be.
Also, if you are in one of these situations where you've got siblings, like, I mean, a win-win. Your mum gets to spend Mother's Day with your brother, sister, whatever, and then another time with you. I mean, surely that's double whammy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go for that.
I'd go for that too.
Hmm.
That's how you want to be playing it.
Yeah, defo. Yeah. So I'm dreading Sunday. This is what I need from you. That comes in the form of I'm not going to be able to make it, or I can only pop round for an hour, or I want us to raise a toast to my baby at lunch. Whatever it is, however this is going to be made a little bit easier for you. They won't know unless you tell them. They need to give them guidance, or they're just going to be fumbling through in the dark because they don't know what to do for the best. And it's not that they don't love you, they don't want to trigger you, but by not saying anything, it can hurt more. So just try and give them a little bit of guidance.
Yeah.
So
can I just say, because my point didn't get covered and that I wrote down, that I said I was going to write down. So this is what I would do. Go to Tesco's or other supermarkets are available and get your favorite snacks, the best ones. Get spenny on these snacks. Get some meat if that's what you want. Cook a decent dinner. Chocolates, Doritos. I'm talking about the creme de la creme of decent snacks. Get your whole house loaded. Get your favorite films. Have a really nice bath. Get just everything. Get your house absolutely suited and booted, perfect for what you want, and then just stay at home. I would love that, wouldn't you? Snuggle up with your husband or your boyfriend or your partner on the sofa, get Netflix on, get your favorite snacks and food and drinks around, and just do you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Shut the world out.
If you can't do that, try some of the things that we've mentioned in the lead up.
Yeah. Oh, and also, hang on. Are these questions? Yeah, sorry, go on.
Right. So we've got some questions through on our Instagram stories. So we thought we would answer some of them. So I don't feel seen or recognised as a mother on Mother's Day. I think we have sort of covered that. I think what you need to do is, like we've just said, tell people what you need from them, and if that means raising a toast or what else, Bex?
Well, it's just that one about how you identify, because I think a lot of people don't recognize the fact that you can identify obviously as a mum if you've had a baby, no matter what the outcome of that pregnancy was. And I think lots of people within society wouldn't. So we need to help them understand that we are all mums. We are, as soon as you see that pregnancy test, you become a mum, right? You've got a baby inside you. So, but if that's not the way you see yourself, that's fine. But you need to help others see it. So I think it would just be a case of, before the day itself, just say, I think it'd be really nice if we could raise a toast to my baby. If they can't deal with it, that's their fault.
Yeah. And then the other way of doing that, if you don't want to actually have that conversation and do it a bit more subtly, is to send a card to your mum from your baby.
Yeah.
Because that way you are acknowledging it and hopefully seeing them acknowledge it as well. Yeah, hopefully that helps. How can I support my partner on Mother's Day? This one is down to communication, isn't it? Because we all are so different and we need and want different things. So there needs to be a chat about this, really.
Yeah, I think the least is this, how can I support my partner? As in, who's asking? A man or the mum or the mother?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So how you can support your male partner. This is what I mean. I mean, generally speaking, if it's a man and a female, how you support your male partner. No, I'm sure this is a question from a fella.
I think it was a question from a lady, but we can answer both, right?
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's pretty much the same. You need to have the conversation before and ask them what they're expecting and what you need from them. But a card is the perfect answer for whatever partner it is, right?
But what, it's Mother's Day.
Oh yeah.
So I would say the advice I would give to is to get like a little card or a present for Mother's
That's
Day.
weird because it was from a woman. So maybe it's like a non.
Maybe it's same-sex couple.
Yeah.
Anyway, the way to support your partner on Mother's Day is like a card or a present from your baby. I think that'd be a really nice idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be lovely.
We
Or
didn't question that when we went through this, did we?
no,
No.
never mind. Oh, that's down there. Do you know where that is?
Right, decided on this last minute. We're a bit tired, okay?
How can I cope with the emotional hangover next week? Right. I mean, the thing is, even whether you're going to be celebrating Mother's Day, going to these events or not, whatever way round it is, it's going to be emotionally exhausting. If you've been worrying about it, been anxious about it in the lead up, and you start having those conversations tomorrow or whatever, the anxiety is going to build up right up until the day. And as we know, with most of these significant dates, the lead up is often worse than the day itself. So hopefully you can have some time to relax next week and just sort of calm down from it all.
I think that the answer would be, for me, coping with emotional hangovers is to clear my diary as much as I can. Don't put things, so because without the opportunity to breathe, relax, calm down, go to bed early, eat properly, all that stuff, if I've got things booked in, it just delays the kind of the hit of emotion and stuff, and it makes it worse when it does come. So I would definitely prepare for tears, prepare for tiredness, and do as much as you can to kind of clear the way. If you have control over your diary, don't book big meetings.
Yeah. This is going in a weird order. So someone asked, my living children are excited, but I am dreading it. And we talked about this, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we thought the best way to manage this is maybe reframing the whole day, and instead of celebrating you, if you're dreading it and you're not up for that, maybe switch it around to celebrate your children, the living ones, but also the ones that aren't here, and maybe get the children that are here to draw or remember, or send a balloon or something nice like that to the babies that aren't.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the other question, how can I tell those around me that I don't want to celebrate without hurting their feelings? I think we've covered that quite a lot already. It's hopefully it won't hurt their feelings. I think if you can explain to them and tell them why it's going to be difficult for you, but also offer up another solution. So, let's go for coffee next week, or send them a nice box of meat in the post or something like that. Hopefully they won't be too upset with you.
I think that is a great idea. But you made me completely forget what I was gonna say then, because I was concentrating on meat. How can I tell those around? Yeah, I think this is an absolute classic. It's not me, it's you. No, the other way around. It's not you, it's me. Like, right, it's not about anyone else. It's about you. And that's fine. It can be about you.
Yeah.
Because no one else is struggling or in this situation that we're talking about. No, you're the one that's struggling. So you're the one that needs to concentrate on themselves.
Yeah, exactly that. So we hope that you've had some helpful tips there. And we have got a downloadable audio track coming up for you. But we just wanted to share with you some other ways that the Worst Girl Gang Ever can support you.
Yeah.
So we've got our Facebook groups. So there are lots there now, more than there were to begin with. We've got the miscarriage and pregnancy loss support group, trying to conceive after loss, early pregnancy after loss, and parenting our rainbow babies. So they are all, what's the word?
I don't know.
Admin, is that a thing? Moderated?
Yeah.
By some of the gang. And they're a lovely supportive community, and the groups are just getting bigger every day. We've got our podcasts. Did you know that we did a podcast?
So many people don't know that we had a podcast, that we have a podcast.
That is true. Every so often we put it on stories. Did you know we have a podcast? And loads of people don't know.
We've got a podcast, guys.
An award-winning podcast.
It's an award-winning.
And there are 4 series on there, and they cover all different types of baby loss stories. What I would say is that even if the story is not exactly the same or even similar to yours, the feelings and emotions that we all go through are very similar. So if you've only been listening to the ones that are similar to your story, I would recommend going listening to a few others as well. We've got our Instagram page in a very large purple box. I don't know why it's like that. And then we've got a membership platform and our online courses. And then just before we go on to the audio, just wanted to tell you a little bit about the online courses, because the next ones start on the 2nd of May. So they're 6 weeks online, and it's daily content that's dropped, and you can work through it whenever suits you. It's mainly self-paced. The only thing that's structured are the weekly Zoom chats, which
that's an opportunity to meet everyone else on the course and kind of hook up and chat. I mean, our WhatsApp groups go wild, don't they?
They've been wild today.
They have been wild today. Everyone's chatting away. It's lovely, but it's just connecting other people, and we love it. Absolutely love putting people together and getting photos from all over the world.
Yeah, it's amazing. Becca, if you're listening, hopefully you're still there. Are you able to stick the link to the course page?
Done it. Already done it.
Has she? Oh, there we are. She's on it. Okay, so first of all, the 2 courses starting in May, the pathway to recovery. So you can find out a lot more on the website, but this is the gist of it. It's to support, nurture, and empower you following. Oh, there's no comma after support. Support, nurture, and empower you following the loss of your baby. It's been described as a holistic hug, and the expert content is so vast. It's in the areas of grief, trauma, communication and relationships, reconnecting with your sexual self, nutrition, female reproductive health, gratitude, exercise, mindfulness, relaxation, and meditation, with a comma.
Mate, you've changed.
I know, right? And then the trying to conceive after loss course is to help you through the triggers, pressure, and stresses of trying to conceive after loss. The expert content on this course covers the areas of mindset and meditation, specialist guidance for testing and advocating for yourself, fertility, nutrition, female reproductive health, reconnecting in your romantic and sexual relationships, manifestation, affirmation, and visualization. There's a lot. These courses are jam-packed with content, and we are always adding more. There's going to be new content added to the May courses too. Yeah, so if you would like to know more, get in touch. And yeah. Anything else, Bex?
No, that was, I mean, you did that perfectly.
Wonderful. So next we have the audio track. Now, this is from the lovely Tawny Knowles, the Mindful Grief Coach. You'll find her on Instagram. So she suggests you get comfy, light a candle if you want to, get a glass of water, and listen. It's about 8 minutes long. We'll play this just before we say goodbye at the end, and we'll get this sent out to you via email as well.
Perfect.
This mindful meditation is designed to anchor you in the present by opening your awareness to the 5 senses. This can be helpful when you have been triggered by something that you have seen, heard, or a thought that has surfaced and made you feel uncomfortable. Before starting this practice, you can, if you wish, use a fragrance like lavender or sage for the sense of smell, and some water for the sense of taste. You can also continue without it. It's entirely up to you and how you prefer to enjoy your practice. Settle yourself wherever you may be, at home, in the car, at work, and let's begin. Firstly, I want you to notice your breath, not consciously doing anything to intentionally change it. Just pay attention to it. Noticing the natural inhale and exhale. We're going to start this 5 sense meditation with the sense of touch. Pay attention to your body. How is it supported by what you're sitting on? Whether that's a sofa, a chair, ground, just notice how your body makes contact to whatever is supporting you right now. What parts of your body are touching the object of support? How does this object feel against your body? Warm, cold, soft, rigid. Just taking time to feel the sensation without judgment. Next, bring awareness to your feet and how your feet make contact to the ground, bed, or sofa. If you're wearing shoes or socks, notice what it feels like against your skin. Bringing your awareness to the subtleties of these on your feet. Now bring your awareness to your clothing. Just become aware of how your clothing is resting on your body. You may even wish to take your hand and rub it across your top. Just notice the texture of your clothing. Feel how it sits over your body. Is it tight or loose? Now bring your awareness and notice how your clothing moves when you inhale and exhale. Allow yourself to tap into that very subtle movement, becoming aware of the subtleties. Next, we bring our awareness to the sense of sound. Just notice any sound you can hear outside of the building that you're in. You may not notice any, and that's fine. Either way, just see if you can bring your awareness to the sound or absence of sound. Next, bring your awareness to the sounds inside the building, like the low hum of appliances. Or if you're at work or at home, you may hear subtle voices and conversation. Bring your awareness to those subtle sounds. Next, I want you to bring your awareness to the absence of sound, the space between any obvious sounds that you hear. Next, bringing your awareness to your sense of smell. You may notice the subtle scent of something, or you may notice the absence of scent. Either way, just be aware and notice what is happening within your sense of smell. Another grounding tool that you can use is allowing yourself to smell something that relaxes you, like lavender or sage. And you intentionally bring a scent in that you like to smell, and you can use this as an anchor. If you have that, just taking some time to notice that smell. Next, let's bring your awareness to the sense of taste. Similar to smell, it may be that you notice the sense of taste or the absence of taste. Either way is fine. Just bring your awareness there. While we're watching or noticing the sense of taste, you may wish to introduce water, as this sends a signal to your brain that you are in the rest and digest mode, which can be calming for you. So take a sip of the water now and pay attention to the taste. Lastly, we will tune into the sense of sight. Open your eyes and just look around the room that you're in. I want you to identify 5 colors that are neutral or in some way pleasing to you. Next, identify 3 different surfaces that have different textures, like the flat and smooth wall, or a blanket that ruffles up. Just notice these different textures. And finally, with sense of sight, I would like you to notice 3 different shapes. Just looking around the room and noticing different shapes that you can see. In this guided meditation practice, we have traveled through the 5 senses to help relieve discomfort caused by triggers by anchoring you in the here and now. We will now close this practice with 3 inhales and exhales. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, how was that? Have you all fallen asleep? I think Bex has. Oh, there she is.
I'm so sorry. I got an attack of the sneezes just before I came back on. That was, oh, I love that. Really.
Her
enjoyed
voice is pretty nice, isn't
it.
it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, big time.
I could listen to that West Country accent all the time.
All night long.
So we that's it. We hope it's been helpful. We wanted to offer a discount for the 2 courses starting in May. What was the code, Bex?
Oh, are you actually going to do that to me?
What?
Code is motherfucker 10.
Becca will pop it in the chat. So yeah, 10% off the Pathway to Recovery or the TTC starting on the 2nd of May. Any queries, questions, get in touch, email, DMs, whatever.
Pigeon.
Yeah, pigeon. And yeah, that's it. We wish you
All the best.
yeah.
And we really hope that your Mother's Day is not as painful as you are thinking it will be.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, it's not as bad as you expect it to be. And hopefully your emotional toolbox has been filled with some ideas and coping
We
strategies.
like the emotional toolbox now, do we?
Well, I mean, you do. It's obviously not going anywhere, so I'm going to stick with it.
Well, you know, I love it, but I also know that you take the piss whenever I say it. So
Yeah.
that's fine. No, you have it, mate. You have it.
Thank you for coming, everybody. Becca, thanks for your help behind the scenes. And yeah, cheery bye.
Sending loads and loads of love. God, that was so good. We both did that at the exact same time.
Oh, it's almost as if we practiced it 50 times.
Yeah, almost.
Almost. We didn't, FYI, we've never practiced that before.
Oh.
All right. Cheerio then.